The best schools in South Africa are under attack like never before. More than any ANC government in the past, the Government of National Unity has since assuming office in 2024 strategically launched an unprecedented assault on this country's top-performing Afrikaans schools. And what makes this attack even more alarming is that it is so coordinated, deliberate, and aimed directly at the few South African schools that still produce excellence in an otherwise collapsing national education system. Earlier this week, Minister of Basic Education, Siviwe Garube, revealed her plans on targeting Model C Afrikaans schools to change their identity and ethos, in particular the language policy of these Afrikaans schools. The core argument for targeting Afrikaans schools is that they are not diverse enough, which is why one of the core provisions of the Bella Act is that Afrikaans language public schools will be forced to have their language policy re-evaluated every 3 years in light of the demographic shift of the school district in which they are located. The language policies of Afrikaans Model C schools are often labelled a legacy of apartheid that supposedly needs to be undone in the name of equity and democracy. In today's video, we are going to explain why exactly the DA Minister Garube is now setting her sights on our Model C Afrikaans schools. Throughout all of the last year, the Bella Act was a highly contentious political matter in South Africa. The purpose of the Act was to amend the 1996 South African Schools Act with several key provisions. The aim of these provisions was to increase government control over school admissions, language policies, and general management of schools by, among others, granting the Department of Education the right to intervene and change a school's policies and ethos if it deems that a school may be discriminating on language or religious grounds. When the DA got the Ministry of Basic Education, we were promised that the fact that they are now in charge of this ministry means that they will leave our schools alone. But the complete opposite is happening right now, and the DA is going back on their words 180 degrees. The Bella Act is by far the greatest overhaul of education law since the dawn of the multicultural dispensation in 1994. But it is most certainly not the first attack on Afrikaner Christian schools. Back in 2017, for example, several Afrikaans schools were taken to court for openly identifying with a Christian ethos, with the Johannesburg High Court ruling that it is unconstitutional for a school to promote Christianity at the expense of other religions. So, while it's still allowed for Afrikaans schools to maintain their Christian ethos, it did ban Christian doctrinal education in Afrikaans schools, many of which often have almost 100% Christian children enrolled in the first place. Now, that very ethos is under fire by the Bella Act, which essentially seeks to destroy all the tradition and heritage that has made Afrikaans Christian schools in this country so unique. By threatening mother tongue education and school autonomy, the government is breaching one of the key concessions made to Afrikaners when we handed over political power in the early 90s, namely that we would be allowed to maintain our own schools. The GNU has now broken that promise by essentially implementing a policy aimed at destroying the country's Afrikaans schools, which also, surprise, happen to be the country's top-performing schools. While the majority of students in South Africa's public schools struggle to even read for meaning, study after study has confirmed that quintile 5 schools, most of whom are Afrikaans Model C schools, actually compete well internationally with many of the top schools in first world countries in subjects such as mathematics and science. Now there is an unprecedented onslaught on these schools, with the central figure being the DA's Minister Siviwe Garube, the person heading the Department of Basic Education since the Government of National Unity was established in June 2024. She was one of the key appointments for which the DA fought during the coalition negotiations following the 2024 election results. In fact, the DA reportedly went through what they themselves describe as a grueling process to get Gwarube the job as Minister of Basic Education, precisely because it is such a strategically important position to their constituency, which largely consists of the Afrikaners. The majority of their voters, in fact, are Afrikaners. But why did the DA work so hard to get Gwarube in this specific ministerial office? One of the key reasons for this is because of her background as a policymaker in the DA, including her role in the DA's education policy planning. But she isn't just any DA policymaker. She has for quite some time identified with the most radical leftist wing of that party. For example, in a statement on LGBTQ rights in 2021, issued by Gwarube on behalf of the DA, she advocated for extending activism for the expansion of the LGBTQ rights beyond the month of June, and expressed her absolute commitment to transforming South African culture when it comes to this issue. Gwarube, who openly describes herself as an unrepentant feminist, has also been at the forefront of the fight for increasingly liberal abortion laws in South Africa, including for school children. Given all of this, one cannot help but view her appointment as Minister of Basic Education as one that has been strategically orchestrated to transform South Africa's education for the purpose of socially engineering the next generation of citizens into embracing the ideals of the radical left. If you consider her ideological background, her fixation on Afrikaner schools make perfect sense. It isn't really shocking that Gwarube is now specifically targeting Afrikaans Christian schools through her targeted implementation of the Bella Act, because the Christian ethos of these schools directly contradicts her leftist worldview. And the fact that these schools so far outperform the rest of the public schools in South Africa is a threat to the egalitarian doctrine of the leftist ideology which she espouses. After all, these schools, with their emphasis on discipline, Christian morality, academic excellence, cultural community, and mother tongue education, stand as a living proof testimony that the community can produce world-class outcomes without state interference, cadre deployment, or ideological engineering. And to a minister shaped by the most radical wing of the left, this is intolerable. Afrikaans schools contradict everything she believes in about equality, about identity politics, and the role of the state. Afrikaans schools remain a stumbling block to the revolution she envisions. And so for her, Bella is the perfect weapon with which to target these institutions. The fact of the matter is that Afrikaans schools have been the heartbeat for our people's fight to survive and thrive in this country. When the Afrikaner Boer people were devastated after the Anglo-Boer War at the start of the 20th century, we built a future for our people by building Christian schools. Now, again in the midst of the harsh discrimination and hatred we have to endure in this country, our schools, which not only maintain the highest academic standards in the country, but teach our children to love the Lord and to cherish their God-given identity, stand as a bulwark against all the forces that seek to destroy us as a people. Therefore, it is now time for Christian Afrikaners and other conservatives in South Africa to fight for the future of our children by fighting for their education. We must continue to cultivate creative ways of ensuring that our children continue to receive a world-class education in their native tongue. If you want to know more about the current fight for education in South Africa, check out our recent video on how the government is now pushing through laws that could potentially destroy private schools in this country. Simply click on this link appearing on your screen right now to watch that video. And remember to support our work by becoming a paid member of the Willem Petsche Group, just by following the simple steps on the banner underneath me. Only with your help can we change the hearts and minds of people. Goodbye and God bless.